Yesterday, I watched the French language debate for Canada's 2025 election. My impression? Utterly uninspired. The organizers did a good job. They packed a wide range of questions into just 2 hours, covering immigration, energy, environment, US relations, and more. Candidates were given limited time to respond, which I thought made sense. You only need to know their stance, not hear a long-winded speech. However, while each party leader expressed their ideological positions, they offered little about how they would achieve their goals. There were attitudes, but no numbers. I feel disappointed that their answers weren't any more refined than what you'd hear at a campaign rally. I had expected more figures, more concrete proposals. Instead, what I heard was mostly feelings and metaphors. Parenthesis, that said, I must give credit to Mr. Blanchet. He offered more unique and independent thinking than I expected, and I hadn't paid much attention to the Bloc Québécois before. But for most parties, if you had been following their rallies, you could have easily predicted their answers. It felt as though any ordinary citizen loyal to their party's ideology could have stepped onto that stage and said roughly the same things. That's why I say they are political functionaries, not statesmen. It's a little sad to realize we are not choosing someone who can transcend party lines and lead the nation forward. Instead, we are picking ideological substitutes, party loyalists trapped within their platforms. And that's dangerous, because party platforms are often born in opposition to other parties. They tend to be radical to make themselves distinct. Today's politicians seem incapable of charting a middle course, partly because the public has also become more radicalized. If you don't stay fiercely loyal to your party's core ideology, you risk losing votes. The moderator even pointed this out, both during and at the end of the debate, urging candidates to present their costed plans. He seemed visibly frustrated that, with the election so close, none of the parties had published their financial breakdowns. How do you cut carbon taxes, cut income taxes, yet reduce the deficit and increase defense spending at the same time? These contradictions are as obvious as grade school math problems, yet no one offered clear figures. These are not newcomers to politics. Most of them have spent years in parliament. Producing realistic numbers should not be difficult. Maybe only voters who maintain independent thinking will be able to choose candidates who can balance strengths and weaknesses across different policies. At least, that's what I believe. I don't want to vote for candidates who are hostages to ideology. Ideology is like someone who's living poorly, but refuses to look at their own financial statements. Instead, they lash out at others. In fact, some ideologies are simply the products of unclear thinking. And voters trapped in ideology will, in turn, hold the elected prime minister hostage, preventing real leadership from emerging.